Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn tarot for beginners or for anyone who are curious about what tarot can offer. So we'll start with the Major Arcana and move through swords, wands, cups and pentacles. But before we dive into the cards, let's quickly cover the basics. So the tarot deck has 78 cards divided into Major Arcana, which has 22 cards representing major life themes and spiritual lessons, and then minor arcanas, which has 56 cards divided into 4 suits representing daily events and experiences. So major difference between major arcana versus minor arcana is that major arcana symbolizes significant life changes, spiritual growth, and transformative experiences. And these minor arcanas reflect everyday challenges and victories, guiding you through the practical aspects of life. So what you need to know about the minor arcanas is that there are 4 elements, okay? The swords, which represents air. It means your thoughts, communication, conflict, and intellect. And then wands, which represents fire, passion, creativity, ambition, and action. And then the cups. Cups is represented by water. It represents emotions, relationships, and intuition. And then pentacles, which is represented by the element earth. And it represents material aspects, finances, career, and health. Now, why do you need to learn tarot? What can tarot do for you? Tarot can literally transform your life because every single day when you pick up these cards, you get deeper insight into your thoughts and emotions for the day. You can predict how your day will go. You can enhance your intuition and decision making because sometimes you don't have time to ask people. So to rely on your own intuition, this practice can enhance your intuition and decision making. It can foster self-awareness and personal growth. It can help you navigate challenges in your life, whether it's career, finance, love life, with more clarity and confidence. So whether you're here to deepen your understanding or you're just here to explore tarot for fun, you'll discover in this video that these cards can be powerful tools for self-discovery and empowerment, not just for predictions. So let's jump in and begin with Major Arcana cards, okay? So, the first card in Major Arcana is the Fool card. And if you can see in this picture, in this card, you can see a figure, a young man, standing at the edge of the cliff. What does it symbolize? This figure symbolizes and represents innocence, new beginnings, and the leap of faith that we all have to take from time to time. The cliff symbolizes the unknown and the potential risks. Look at this cliff. He could fall any time, but he's not concerned. Now the dog represents loyalty and protection, possibly a warning or reminder to be cautious. Then his bag, it suggests minimal possessions, indicating that he has freedom and he lives a simple life. And then he is holding a white rose, as you can see here, a symbol of purity and a desire for new experiences. And then the sun here, brightly shining. It represents optimism and enlightenment, suggesting that this journey is divinely guided. Now say you are doing a reading for yourself and this card pops up. What does it mean? When it's upright, the key words for this card is new beginnings, innocence, adventure. How will you interpret it? When this card comes, you will embrace new journey. It's asking you to embrace new journeys with open mind and heart. It's all about taking a leap of faith. Take risks. Now, if this card is reversed, right, it means that you have to be cautious of impulsive decisions or fear of moving forward that is holding you back. So the keywords would be recklessness, hesitation, or poor judgment. One thing you have to realize is the card begins with 0. Okay, so in a sense, you'll have 21 numbers because the Fool is counted as 0, the beginning. It's a blank slate. So the numbers are also have a meaning. But today we'll just stick to the traditional meanings, not getting into numerology. So the first card, number 1 card, is the Magician. In the figure, you'll see a figure pointing one hand to the sky and the other hand to the earth. As above, so below. The union of spiritual and earthly realms. So there's infinity symbol here. What does it represent? It represents infinite potential, mastery, And the table with tools, it indicates the 4 suits of Minor Arcana: wands, cups, pentacles, sword. It symbolizes the elements of fire, water, air, and earth, and mastery over these elements. Then there is red and white robes this guy is wearing. What does it mean? Red symbolizes action and passion, and white represents purity and intention. Now, moving on to the meanings of the Magician card. If it's upright, the keywords are manifestation, power, resourcefulness. How will you interpret it? When you have this card and you pull up this card for your daily reading, it means that you have all the tools you need to create what you desire today. You have to take action and trust in your abilities. And then if the Magician is reversed, it means you have to beware of deceit or missed opportunities. Check if you are using your skills for good or not. Don't let your potential go to waste. So the keywords, if it is reversed, means manipulation, trickery, untapped potential. So now we go on to our second card. That is my favorite card in the deck, which is the High Priestess card. So when High Priestess card comes up, first of all, if you see in the symbolism, in this picture, in this drawing, there's a woman seated between 2 pillars. This pillar has the letter B, this pillar has the letter J. The pillars symbolize duality, balance, and the entrance to mystical knowledge. So B stands for Boaz, J stands for Jachin. And if you can see, she is the barrier between what you're seeing versus what's behind her. There's water behind her. Maybe there's more. But she indicates that in order for you to pass through this, you have to pass through me. You have to leave behind what you think is good or bad. And there is a scroll that she's hiding in here, like it's half hidden. It's just hidden knowledge and divine law. The moon at her feet, it symbolizes intuition and the subconscious. The pomegranates, as you can see on the curtain, it symbolizes fertility, abundance, and the divine feminine. When this card comes up for you, that means that you have to listen to your inner voice. This card encourages introspection and trusting your gut. The keywords are intuition, mystery, subconscious. When this card comes in reverse, you may be ignoring your inner voice. Trust yourself and bring hidden truths to light. So the keywords will be disconnected intuition, repressed feelings, secrets. So after this is our Empress card. This is the third card. If you can see in the figure, you can see a crowned woman sitting on a throne, surrounded by nature. She embodies motherhood, fertility, and creation. She is crowned with stars, as you can see. So connection to the divine and cosmic influence. And the scepter that she is holding represents authority, power over life. And the wheat field, as you can see, it symbolizes abundance, nurturing, and the flowing water, it shows life and emotional energy. When this card comes up in your reading, the keywords will be nurture, abundance, and fertility. When this card comes up, it symbolizes growth, nurturing. It could indicate motherhood and creative projects flourishing. And this is one of the cards we call the pregnancy card. Sometimes it could also show that you're pregnant. It could also mean that someone will get pregnant if you're doing a reading for someone else. Now, if we reverse the card, it means neglect, dependency, creative blocks. So watch for lack of self-care, okay? Or watch that you're not smothering others. Reconnect your energy with nurturing energy. Now the fourth card is the Emperor. In the Emperor card, if you can see, there is a ruler on the throne. He is adorned with ram heads. The ram heads represent Aries and assertive leadership. It indicates protection, authority, and readiness for challenges. The red robe that he's wearing, it represents passion, power, and action. The mountains in the background, if you can see, symbolizes unyielding strength and stability. There is water a little bit. That means this person has emotions, but he might not show them, or there might be just very little of it. So when this card comes up, upright. The keywords would be authority, stability, structure. It represents leadership and control, to stay disciplined and set your boundaries. Now, if this is reversed, it means domination, rigidity, loss of control, issues with authority, or feeling like you're out of control. So work on balance and adaptability. Now, the fifth card is the Hierophant. If you can see in this picture, in this drawing, you can see that there is a religious figure seated between two acolytes. It symbolizes tradition. It symbolizes spiritual guidance and conformity. It's the masculine version of the High Priestess. This triple cross staff that you see, it represents religious and spiritual authority. Now, the keys at his feet, it symbolizes access to higher knowledge and spiritual truths. Okay? And the crown suggests divinely inspired wisdom. Now, if the Hierophant comes to your reading, the key words would be tradition, learning, and spirituality. It reflects conformity and spiritual guidance. To seek wisdom from a mentor or established practices, it's time to look out. Now, if this is reversed, it means rebellion, non-conformity, freedom, breaking away from tradition and thinking independently and seeking unconventional wisdom. So after this is the Lover's card. In this image, you can see a couple beneath an angel, surrounded by nature. It symbolizes harmony, relationships, and choices. This is Archangel Raphael. It shows that they are getting divine blessings and communication. There's a tree of knowledge in here, indicating choices, knowledge, and temptation. And the serpent here, a reference to the story of Adam and Eve, temptation and consequence. And then there's the mountain. It symbolizes obstacles and higher aspirations of love. So the key words for this card is union, choice, and harmony. When this card comes up, it signifies romantic relationships, but also important decisions to follow your heart. Now, if this is reversed, the key words would be disharmony, imbalance, misalignment, and relationship troubles or difficult choices. You have to reflect on what truly aligns with your values. Then we have the Chariot. In the card, you can see a warrior in a chariot pulled by two sphinxes. One is black, one is white, representing two conflicting choices. What is the symbology of this card? It means victory, control, determination. The black and white sphinxes, they represent duality, balance of opposing forces. Now he is crowned with a star. That means that he has divine will and focus. And there's curtain decorated with stars, which means cosmic influence and higher guidance. Then he's wearing an armor, which is for spiritual protection. Now, when you get this card upright, it means determination. It shows you that you have enough willpower. You will triumph over your obstacles. It means you have to push forward with confidence and control. Victory will be achieved through focus. Now, if this is reversed, you may be feeling stuck or out of control. To regain focus and reassess your path is the message when it's reversed. So the keywords will be you have lack of direction, aggression, and obstacles. Now we have the Strength card. In this card, you can see a woman calmly holding a lion's jaws open. It shows inner strength, patience, and compassion, overcoming brute force. The infinity symbol that you can see in here represents the eternal power of inner strength. And the lion represents the raw passions and instincts. The white robe that you can see is all about purity and spiritual strength. And the floral crown and the girdle, they represent life force and nature's vitality. So the keywords when you pick up this card is courage, patience, inner strength. It tells you to tame your inner beast with compassion and resilience. This card is all about quiet power. Now this, if it's reversed, the keywords are self-doubt, weakness, and insecurity. You need to find courage within and rebuild confidence. Don't let fear overpower you is the main message. Now we have the Hermit card. In this card, you can see an old man holding a lantern and a staff. It symbolizes wisdom, introspection, solitude. There's a lantern he's holding with a star in it. It represents inner light, guidance, and enlightenment. The staff that he's holding is for support and represents spiritual journey. The snowy background that you can see represents detachment from earthly matters and purity of seeking truth. So when the Hermit card comes up, the keywords will be solitude, reflection, guidance. It's time for introspection. You have to seek answers within and don't be afraid to step back. Don't be afraid to isolate. Take time. And if it is reversed, then you have to avoid isolation too much. It's time to seek connection or external insight. All you have to do is go out, speak to your friends, get their advice or your mentor's advice. So that keywords would be isolation, loneliness, and withdrawal. After this, we have the Wheel of Fortune. In this card, you can see a large wheel surrounded by mystical symbols. It symbolizes fate, cycles, and karma. The Sphinx in here represents wisdom and balance. Anubis represents transition and change. And then there is the serpent. It represents chaos and life cycles. When the Wheel of Fortune comes up, life's cycles are at play. This card suggests that fate is taking the wheel, so you have to be adaptable. Things are going to change. So when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, that means your life cycles are at play. This card suggests that fate is taking over, fate is taking the wheel, so you have to be adaptable. It represents change, destiny, cycles. And when Wheel of Fortune is reversed, it means that you have to embrace change and let go of what you can't control. Your cycles may feel like it's challenging, or you may feel stuck. Maybe you might have some bad luck, or there might be resistance to change, or there might be some setbacks. Now we have the Justice card. In this card, you can see a woman or a man sitting, holding scales and a sword. What is the symbolism? It means balance, truth, and fairness. The scales, they show balance, objectivity, and the sword, it shows clarity of mind and cutting through illusions. And the crown shows authority and integrity, and the red robe, it shows passion for truth. So when this card comes up, it's a reminder to seek honesty and fairness in all matters. Actions have consequences, okay? So the keywords would be fairness, truth, balance. And if this card comes reversed, then you should be cautious of biases or imbalance. You should ensure that you're truthful and you're being fair, or someone is being truthful or someone is being fair. The keywords when it's reversed is unfairness, dishonesty, and lack of accountability. Now the next card is the Hanged Man. In this card, you can see a man hanging upside down from a tree by just 1 foot. The symbolism is suspension, new perspective, and sacrifice. The halo here represents enlightenment and acceptance, that tight foot. And then there's a free leg. It symbolizes choice and paradox. But you can see in his face, there's a calm expression. That means he has accepted the situation. He has surrendered to the situation. Let me show you his face. Look, he's so calm. So when this card comes up for you, it's asking you to take a step back and see things from a new angle. Let go of control from now. And the keywords are pause, surrender, new perspective. Now, if the Hangman is reversed, the keywords would be stagnation, indecision, and then delay. That you're resisting necessary change. You're not letting go. So you have to let go and gain perspective to move forward. After that, we have the Death card. And usually when this card comes up, people get very scared. You don't have to get scared. Usually this card shows that there is some transformation and change coming. There is a rebirth. Hardly. Sometimes it does show that there is going to be death, but that's very rare. So in the figure, you can see a skeleton in armor on a horseback. What does it symbolize? It symbolizes transformation, endings, and rebirth. And you can see this flag with a white rose. It symbolizes death and life intertwined. And then there's a rising sun in the corner. That's new beginnings after endings. Then there are so many figures here. That shows that whether you are a king, you're a child, you're a woman, or a priest, death comes for all. It's the universality of change. Death means change. And then you can see a white horse. That means purity and power of change. So when this card comes up for you, it shows transformation, endings, transition. It usually doesn't mean literal death, but sometimes it does. That's rare, again I said. But this usually means significant change and rebirth, to let go of the old, to make space for the new. Now, if this death card is reversed, the keywords would be resistance, resistance to change, stagnation, or there's a fear of transformation, fear of change. Something that should end is being prolonged. Something that a relationship that should end, you're just prolonging it. So you have to embrace the change to move on. Now the next card for us is the Temperance card. Now in this card you can see a figure, an angel, mixing water between two cups. And this symbolism basically means balance, moderation, and alchemy. You can see that there's a triangle on his robe. That means integration of spirit and matter. One foot is on the land, one foot is on the water. So that means balance between subconscious and conscious. Then there's flowers, iris flowers here. That means connection to messages and the divine. When this card comes upright, it signifies balance, moderation, and patience. It encourages you to remain calm and take measured actions, okay? Find a middle ground. Now, if this card is reversed, it means there's some imbalance, some excess, some discord. Check if you're overindulging in something, anything, or neglecting balance. Work on moderation and harmony. Now we have the Devil card. In the figure, you can see a horned, winged figure with chained humans below. It symbolizes bondage, temptation, and materialism. The chains in here, they show self-imposed limitation. Look at this picture properly. The chains are not very tight, but they are not taking it off. So that's self-imposed limitations. Now, inverted pentagram, it's earthly focus over spiritual elevation. The goat feature is a reference to Baphomet and indulgence. So when this card comes up upright, the keywords would be temptation, materialism, bondage. This represents being trapped by unhealthy habits or relationships. So you have to recognize it and break free. If it's reversed, the keywords would be freedom, release, and reclaiming power. Breaking free from toxic bonds, relationships, or habit. It's a sign of regaining control. Now, the Tower card. In this card, you can see a crumbling tower struck by lightning. It means sudden change, upheaval, and revelation. And then the lightning symbolizes divine intervention and truth. Sometimes we need divine intervention when we don't want to change things. There's falling figures. She's even wearing a crown. So it's symbolizing humbling and loss of control. They can do nothing but fall. And crown being blown off, it shows loss of ego and pride. And the dark sky is just representation of crisis and chaos. We can't see anything. So when this card comes up, the keywords are sudden change, upheaval, and revelation. There will be a shakeup that clears away what no longer serves you. So you have to embrace that for growth. It's usually non-negotiable. So even if you don't want the changes coming, so we have to prepare. When it's reversed, the keywords would be avoidance of disaster, fear of change, and resistance. You may be delaying the inevitable. So you have to embrace the upheaval for future growth, even if you don't like it. Now we have the Star card. So in this card, you can see a woman pouring water into a pool and on the earth. Both sides. It symbolizes hope, inspiration, and faith. After that turbulent tower moment, there's hope, there's inspiration and faith. The stars above symbolizes divine guidance and cosmic influence. One foot is on the water, one foot is on the land, as you can see. Balance of intuition and practicality. And she's nude. She's not wearing anything. So it's showing purity and vulnerability. And then there's like 7 small stars, if you can see. These small stars are a representation of the chakras and their alignments. Now, when this card comes up right, the keywords are hope, inspiration, serenity, calm and peace. It's a card of healing and faith. Trust that the calm follows the storm and dreams are achievable. You have to trust that calm will follow the storm and that your dreams are achievable. Now, when this card is reversed, the keywords are lack of faith, discouragement, disconnection. So you have to reignite hope and inspiration, and you should not lose sight of your potential. Now the next card is the Moon. In this figure, you can see a moon with a face, and there's dog and wolf. And then there's a crayfish. The symbolism of this whole card is illusion, subconscious, and intuition. The dogs and the wolf, the dog is tamed and the wolf is wild. so tamed and wild aspects of our own mind. The crayfish is emerging from the subconscious, something coming up from your subconscious. And then there's the pillars. There's like the transition and the gateways of onto something. And then there's a path, journey into what we don't know, the unknown. So when this card comes up, the keywords are illusion, intuition, and uncertainty. Things may not be as they seem. Rely on your intuition and be cautious of hidden truths. This is the primary meaning of this card. You have to see beyond what your regular eyes can see and trust in your intuition, your third eye. When this card is reversed, it means clarity, releasing fear. Truths is being revealed. Illusions are getting lifted. You're allowing clarity. You're facing your fears. So face your fears for a clear path ahead. It's only your fears that is stopping you from the clear path ahead. That's the overall meaning. Now, the most positive card in the whole tarot deck, the Sun card. In this figure, you can see a child riding a white horse under the sun. The symbolism is joy, success, and positivity. The sunflowers, as you can see, they represent life, vitality, and alignment with truth. The white horse, if you can see, shows purity of the spirit. And the naked child shows innocence and the joy of just being free. You don't have to cover up. When this card comes up, it literally just means that joy, success, and vitality. Positive energy and clarity is coming your way. This card shows that happiness is on the way. You will be more happy today. You will attract more happiness, and there is some kind of accomplishment coming your way. When this card is reversed, there might be temporary setbacks, and there might be lack of enthusiasm, or your joy might be clouded. You may not be seeing the full light of success, or you may not be able to find joy and positivity, maybe because you're going through so many challenges. So you have to try at least to find joy and positivity despite the challenges. Now, the card we have is Judgment card. This card, if you see in the image, there's an angel blowing a trumpet, or people rising from coffins. The symbolism is rebirth, calling, and awakening. Trumpet is just announcing a new era, like a divine call. And the coffins, symbolizing the past and the return to life. And the mountain here symbolizes reaching new heights. Impossible made possible, because a dead is awakened. Dead people don't come back to life, but in this card they have. The cross on the flag, salvation and redemption. So when this card comes up, the keywords would be reflection, reckoning, rebirth. And it's time for self-evaluation. It's time for self-evaluation and making life-changing decisions. Embrace new chapters. Now, when this card is reversed, it means self-doubt. You're avoiding something. You're failing to learn something. So you have to reflect on whether you're avoiding something important, maybe an important decision, or you're resisting self-reflection. So this is the overall message of this card. Now, the final card we have is the World card. Now in the figure you can see it feels like a dancing figure encircled by a wreath. And the symbolism is literally, and it's the last card of Major Arcana, completion, unity, and fulfillment. The wreath represents victory and cycles. There are 4 figures, as you can see here. The lion, the bull, eagle, and angel. The 4 evangelists and elements. The scarf, you can see, is the movement and life. Life is in constant movement. And if you can see, this woman is nude. So it shows purity of spirit, wholeness. So you have to understand all the symbolisms that I told you. These symbols all together tell a story of human experience, spiritual lessons, and universal truths. There is lessons and there is messages even in just the symbolisms of this card. So symbolism does matter. So when this card comes up, the keywords would be completion, fulfillment, and wholeness. It represents achievement and closure, celebrating the end of a journey and new beginnings. And when this card is reversed, it means incompletion, delays, lack of closure. Something remains unfinished. It tells you to work towards wrapping up the loose ends, to finish something, to accomplish something, or for fulfillment. So these are all the Major Arcana cards. That was the last card. And remember that unless and until you feel comfortable in the beginning, I would suggest you to use the cards upright so that at least you can master the upright meanings before you go on to the reversals. And that's a wrap. The Major Arcana card tells a story of life's great lessons and spiritual milestones. I hope this video helped you understand a little bit about what Major Arcana of Tarot is, and in the next video we will cover the swords of the tarot card. Let me know which card resonates with you the most at this moment, because tarot is all about current energies. It is susceptible to change in the future. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.